Welcome to the Unpleasant Podcast. I'm Chase.
I'm Cameron.
And boy, this has been a fucking sports week, and I absolutely destroyed you guys yesterday. We'll get into that a little later, but
That's not true.
I'm a sports fiend.
I think I beat you out of the two sports we did. I beat you at least once in each.
Okay. Well,
you know?
I'm gonna hold my rage internally until we get to that.
Do it. That's why your head's growing. You just keep all your rage bottled up.
I can tell.
Don't breathe.
I can tell that my competitive nature is getting to you because it's clear you haven't slept at all. Just looking at your forehead.
I'm destroyed.
Your forehead creases are so deep. It's like you were sitting there frazzled the whole night, just laying in bed like.
He beat me in the second game of bowling.
Good God.
I wasn't laying in bed.
Oh, because your forehead looks like a worn leather purse.
Your boy's destroyed right now. We got a new mattress, and I guess I'm at the age where do you know exactly what kind of mattress you need? Firmness level, brand?
I like it in between. So
medium.
I don't want too soft because then I feel like that throws me all out of line, but too firm also seems kind of weird. So like in between.
How'd you figure that out?
I don't know. I mean, I guess I did have like a sleep number bed when I was in high school. My parents just gave me a fucking sleep number because they stopped using after they banged on it. Just went to Pound Town, blew out the air cushions, so like the numbers didn't matter because I'd turn up to 99, I'd wake up, it's on 0.
Which parents were these? You've had so many.
So many divorces. This was from the second divorce.
Jason?
Yeah. So
at least you know the bed wasn't that reupholstered because that man was not breaking your mom down the way we want him to.
The way we want him to. It wasn't in the game plan for the week.
You and I both want the best for your mom, and you know that. You know that. We know that.
I want you to drink bleach and die. Yeah, so I had a sleep number bed, so I guess I played around with that, just feeling out how firm or soft I liked it, depending. But I lean, I guess, more towards the firmer side.
Yeah.
What do you like?
Firm.
And the bed you have is soft. Then.
Bro, I didn't know. So,
where'd you guys buy it from? Did you buy it online or something?
Yeah. She bought it online. And it was time to get a new bed. It was fair. I've had the mattress I've had for a long time, and I guess it was super firm. I never even thought about it. I've just had it.
Yeah, the floor is very firm.
The floor is very firm.
Poor.
No, I mean, joking aside, I grew up sleeping on a mattress on the ground, and then in high school, I slept on a couch.
I wish we had audio cues because I would have put in a "Aww, oh no."
When you go edit it, you can throw it in there.
That's too much work. I'll just do it now. He's poor.
Was. But yeah, that's not even like no sob story shit. I just never like slept in a proper bed until I moved out, got my own place, and I've had a proper bed for a while now. Fuck, I should have been a lot more careful letting her. She ordered like a plush, which is like the softest.
Did you guys even discuss it before?
Yeah, she was like, "I'm gonna get this bed. Are you cool with that? It's probably time to change the bed." I was like, "Oh, nice, dope. Thanks for taking the initiative. That's awesome." Fuck you now. Because one night, and I have a back injury. I have a herniated disc in my lower spine. Brother, I woke up and I can't sleep on it at all. I can't even figure out any angle or position to lay.
That is miserable.
Yeah. So
what are you going to do then?
The process of ordering another, because we threw out the old one already. So now we're waiting on the new one to get here so I can live. And in the meantime,
how long does that take?
I think it'll be here on Tuesday.
Where are you ordering it from? See, my mattress is from Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon.
Fucking.
I don't.
It was like a green tea mattress or whatever. It was like a cheap one. I didn't even think about it. I just ordered it. I just got lucky, I guess.
Think about it.
I'm fine.
I know. I'm just saying, moving forward.
I'm fine though.
Because we're at that age now where shit's broken.
I sleep perfectly fine, baby. When I hit the sheets, immediately.
Bro, what is
I don't think about nothing
in the divots between you and your girl? That bed is so uneven.
It's like when they're trying to divert water from a creek and they dig a deeper hole, so then the water
She goes to cuddle you, and she like rolls multiple times.
Well, it's like climbing Mount Everest to get to the middle of our bed because we both have divots. Listen, it's not just me, okay?
Whoa. I didn't.
She doesn't watch this anymore. We're fine. So
we lost our.
We both have our divots, and then there's like the middle is a clear like lump.
Yeah.
Where it's just even plane, and it's annoying because you try and like get more towards the middle, but your divot just keeps pushing you back in. It's like crabs in a bucket. You're like, I want a better life. Nah, nigga, come back.
You have to like flip it every 6 months. Your mattress.
Speaking of flipping it, Natalie's mattress used to be pretty trash.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was always uncomfortable at her apartment. She had the mattress upside down for months.
Wait,
upside down.
That is a thing, because I guess, holy shit.
What the fuck are we talking about, huh?
That's crazy.
Do you know how mad I was when I realized it was upside down? And she's like, oh, oopsie.
Because they're light enough. Like, my girl's just, it doesn't matter that the bed's plush. She's floating on it. It doesn't fucking matter. I lay on it the whole shit.
Women.
She didn't even know.
Women are dumb. Just, we've been bickering. We need to get a new couch at some point because the dogs have just torn ours to shit.
What's the new one?
But the issue is, we weren't going to sell this couch anyways, torn up. But it was not a good couch to begin with. And now she's starting to realize the couch sucks. Like when I said, when we got it 2 years ago, this is not a good couch. She wanted it for aesthetic purposes. But the thing is, there's no headrest, no nothing. Your neck is just floating in space. And when you have a head built like mine, your neck starts shaking. You're trying to watch TV and your shit is shaking like you're benching your max. I was just trying to hold my shit up to watch The Simpsons and just...
You haven't worked your abs in a while? That's hilarious. It's some baby shit. Imagine what your mom's biceps looked like when you were first born, just trying to support your neck. But I guess she made the right move buying a couch that sucked since your dog's destroyed it anyways.
But we could have just had a comfortable couch that is destroyed.
Yeah, but then you would have wanted to keep...
Bro, do you remember being at my dad's house and he had that one reclining couch that he refused to replace? He kept saying that he was going to replace it once he moved. Like, and then I'm going to get new furniture, dog. I'm going to hook it up. It's going to look real nice, dog. There was a spring in the middle of one of the seats. Like, so it was two ends that reclined, and then the middle was just the middle cushion. And there was a spring that busted in under one of the seats. So, like, over the leather, it is just... it feels like somebody's trying to penetrate you the whole time you're sitting down. And we sat on that couch for like probably 2 years with it broken before he finally got new couches in his new place that no one ever goes to. I mean, I didn't have to sleep on it, so it wasn't that bad. But.
Yeah.
But it's raggedy.
Yeah.
Am I not allowed to say it's raggedy?
Springs scare me. My last mattress, the reason we threw it out because
springs
the spring came out. Yeah, there's springs in it. It was like a hybrid, so there's springs and foam.
Oh, what the fuck? I don't think I've ever... I can't remember the last time I slept on a spring mattress.
I think hybrids are the most popular one.
Are they?
I went to a sleep mattress yesterday, like a mattress firm thing, just to try out different ones to see how I feel. Wow, I'm sleeping on the ground right now. I put like multiple different sheets on the ground with a pillow. That's what I've been doing.
And you have concrete floors. It's not just regular carpeted floors.
Which is better for my back than being on that bed. So this week has just been, I've been in a haze. I'm in a haze right now. Just bear with me.
Have you been taking it out on her? Like, do you find yourself just through the day, you're just more tired? You're like, just fucking, she's the one that bought this stupid mattress.
Bro, and I'll get up and use the bathroom. She's just comfortably in the middle of the bed with her mouth.
And you're like, I would be able to sleep if I just made the decision.
Just pour a little bit of bleach in her mouth.
God, this is why they only stay in the kitchen and make roast beef sandwiches. Roast beef sandwiches.
What about your sister?
Listen.
Yes.
You're about 5 seconds away from ending up in an early grave. So watch how you talk to me.
I am anyways, dude. I'm on such a lack of sleep. I don't even know where the fuck I am. This looks...
Oh, that is miserable.
Yeah.
So you have to sleep on the floor till Tuesday.
Yeah. And it's been like 4 hours of interrupted sleep a night, pretty much. I'm on the verge of psychosis.
Do you want to sleep here?
Can I? Can I?
Yeah, you could.
Can this podcast just be me trying to fall asleep on the carpet?
Let's just sit here and wait for you to try and fall asleep in the chair. That is so miserable.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the fucking highlight of my week.
Cause I was wondering, because we had plans yesterday, and you texted us at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
To say, I'm going to try and get some sleep, but I'm down for the plans tonight. And I just thought you were being a degenerate piece of shit staying up till 6 a.m.
It happens sometimes.
But yeah, but it turns out you're just being tormented by your body.
Yeah. I haven't had this much, this lack of sleep in a long time. I'm
So how many days has it been, you said?
It's been a week.
How many, and you're
Days
sleeping
have I been
4
on the
hours a
ground?
night?
Like 4 days.
And you slept 4 hours a night?
4 to 6, but I wake up like multiple times because I'm not comfortable. It's terrible.
Damn.
Just because of like you would think you're tougher than that, but you just throw off one thing in your life and your shit's just gone to fuck.
It's routine also.
Yeah.
You've been sleeping on a bed, the same bed every night for years. So then all of a sudden that gets changed up. Is even if you were just sleeping on a new mattress or whatever, it's going to take time to get back into a rhythm of like just feeling normal.
For sure. The other thing I got to stop doing is because I know I'm uncomfortable on the ground in the fucking, I don't want to do that. So I've been taking like melatonin and just whatever, which I normally don't, to try to help me sleep. It doesn't. So I just spend the rest of the day groggy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So I did that last night.
You should just up the ante. Why don't you try Percocet?
I don't have any. Can I hit up?
Oxy.
Don't have any. I got to hit up. I can't say it.
People that shall not be named for legal purposes. Oh. What'd you do this week other than being awake all day?
Besides being awake and fucking drawing, schizo drawings. I've been drawing a lot, and then fuck that. Actually, we played golf, and we bowled last night. So let's get into golf.
Yeah, it's been a sporting week. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I did.
We went golfing. It was just a little par 3 course, but we made it competitive because there was 4 of us, me and Cameron, 2 of our friends, and we paired off the best guy with the worst guy, being Cameron, and then the middle of the pack elite killers that are just right on the cusp. We're young into golf, but we're absolute monsters for where we're at.
Yeah.
Me and Sam.
That makes me feel better. This makes me feel better for winning.
And so we competed, and we added up the strokes per hole, and then whoever had the least amount of strokes per hole took the hole. Well, the thing is, we ruined the game because it's 9 holes, and we just tied for the first 5 holes.
And then
the game is over by the 6th hole, which sucks ass. But none of us were expecting it to just carry over and over, and it's just upsetting, man, because unfortunately Sam and I ended up losing. But I put on an absolute clinic of ice in your veins for nothing. That's the part that I'm upset about.
Same though. Same. We were neck and neck.
Nah.
Brother, it came down to us 2 for the last 3 holes. And then the last hole, the game-winning shot was between you and I.
So
that hurt. That must hurt more.
Yeah.
The newbie.
But the thing is,
the noob.
But the thing is here, the holes, I think 3 through 5, I was the last one to putt. So the way, if you don't know golf, usually the furthest away from the hole putts, whatever. So Cameron's always furthest away from the hole, so he goes before me. And then hits it close enough, you get a tap in, whatever. So then I'm left out there, all alone. 3 people watching me, game on the line. 3 holes in a row. Sink the game-time putt, keep the shit going. If I miss it, the whole train falls apart. Mm-hmm. Put the team on the fucking back. 3 times in a row.
Yeah, you did.
And then we get to the final, or not the final, but the 6th hole. We all tee off.
The pressure was on me for that hole.
Yes, because you watched your partner. He hit his shot. It veers right. And I heard you go, fuck. I heard it.
I wanted to win.
You weren't even saying it loud enough intentionally for anyone to hear. You just were like, fuck, fuck, fuck. And I was like, oh, he's shook. He knows he can't do it. You hit yours. You hit your drive. Your drive is shit. It goes like maybe 30 feet in front of you. And I was like, yes, let's go. Then mine goes into the bunker, but it's close to the green.
Yeah, it's not far.
I know I can make my way out. We're chilling. My teammate had a decent shot as well. We're looking in good standing. So since Cameron is farthest from the hole,
yeah,
you got to swing again. And what do? You topped it. He topped it. It goes maybe a foot in front of him. And that's when in my head, I was like, we fucking won this. He choked under the lights.
Oh my God.
I was feeling myself. I had carried the team 3 holes in a row. And then you end up, I don't know what happened. I blacked out once you hit yours. I wasn't paying attention. I was just locked in. Getting out the fucking bunker. I played it too conservative. Hit it out the bunker. It rolls back in the bunker. I said, you've got to be fucking kidding me. I says to myself, what the fuck?
And at this point, I'm thinking, she's fucking choking.
And my partner, you could tell that he's slightly panicking because he's like, why'd you hit it so soft?
He's staying quiet.
And
he's trying
to be calm, but he's also like, what the fuck? So then I hit it again. And I get out, and it's fine, but I still hit it soft. I'm trying to play conservative because in my head, you're choking so bad, this game is already over.
Yeah.
And then
your boy recovers.
We get to the end. Our partners finish, and it comes down to me and Cameron for the hole. And I just missed by like an inch.
And then you
sink your fucking putt.
This is it. If you can fucking sink this, that's the game. And so I felt the pressure. I felt the heat. I'm a new guy. It's a new sport. And I fuck yeah. I sinked my shot, don't I?
And it's so disappointing.
The blank stare on Chase's face, because he's so competitive. He can't really like take a loss like a man, for the most part.
Like
what does that mean? You have good sportsmanship.
What do you mean I can't take a loss like a man?
The next hour of your day is just a blank stare, you wandering through chaos.
I'm sorry, some people don't like.
That's poetic.
That some people just don't want to succeed as bad as they want to breathe. So I'm sorry you can't relate, but real killers, real closers understand what I'm fucking talking about.
Fuck yeah, dude. I like the sales terms.
Thank you.
So when you lose, you're
want to kill myself because what other feeling do you have if you lose?
Are you asking?
Yes.
Because I don't lose. It's win or learn, brother.
Take a walk. Win or learn. Shut the fuck up.
I don't know what a loss is. I haven't.
Oh, that's so frustrating. Yes, I have a competitive gene within me. I have to win. And I hate losing, even if I'm not good at the thing that we're doing.
Is that with if you're doing anything, do you feel that competitive urge?
Yes, it depends on what though. Right, if I'm playing against somebody where they have significant experience and I have nothing, then it's But if there's a slight, even just a smidge of it being close, then yes.
You know that Key and Peele skit where they are on the podium about to be sold? And they're like confused as to why the other person is getting bought before them. Because at first it's like big dudes and they're like, that makes sense. Did you see the size of that guy? And then there's like stumpy little dudes and they're like, okay, now I don't even know if they know what they're looking for. Do you think you'd be competitive in that situation too?
You're cruising for a bruiser. I'll say that much.
You're bruised all over. All right, well, cheers.
I'm bruised all over.
Because you were also.
How are you going to get out of this one?
Because you were also cruising for a bruising, and
in what way?
I remember my girl got you with this last night.
Yeah.
Oh, and I just got you too, so that's another bruise. You got punched up.
You're trying. You're dipping and diving.
I'm already out.
You're dodging.
I'm already out.
Yeah. We're gonna catch you. We're all gonna catch you eventually.
I'm a good guy.
We're gonna go through your social media.
Vote for me.
We're gonna find the tweet. I guarantee it.
Whoa.
Oh, wait, I should probably flag that word, even though...
I mean, you can say it.
Flag, don't say it. The cancel culture these days.
The algo might not like that.
Anyway, so aside from golf, we also went bowling, and that's where the clutch gene... It made me realize that I'm special. I'm a special talent. We go bowling. Us, our friend, all of our girlfriends, We're all there. First off, let's just say, just to paint Cameron as the man that we know he is, he has to enter in the names for who goes first.
No.
He has to enter in the names for who goes first in bowling, whose turn it is. I'm going to get my drink at the bar. I ask you, hey, can you do it? He shows up. He's the last one to show up, but the first one to put his name in to go first. Coincidence? Ah, that's odd.
I don't
That's odd.
The connection there is weak.
I know. There was a stretch. I was going for it.
But I respect it. Keep going.
But then puts all the men first and the women last. Why is that? Why'd you put the women in the back?
Okay, so here was my thought. I dislike them more.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
We always end up talking in groups, and it's usually the girls talking, usually the guys talking. No, I'm just kidding.
They're talking about purses and shopping, and we're talking about just cutting down timber.
The Roman Empire.
How often do you think about the Roman Empire? At least once a week.
Dude,
that's crazy.
I got that question from my girl before I had seen the TikTok, and I answered it honestly, and I was like getting into it, and she had to stop me.
How often do you think about it?
I think of Greece more than the Roman Empire. But the culture.
I don't know you to be a history buff.
I'm not a major history buff, but I pay attention to, like, if we talk about empires, the Persian Empire, Cyrus the Great.
Persia didn't have an empire.
The biggest in the world.
You guys are weak
biggest
people.
in the world.
You guys
conquered almost half the world.
But where are you now?
Not
y'all fell off. Hey, run that back.
We weren't the most enslaved.
Hey, but look where we started, where we ended up.
Where are you at now?
Break dancing?
Can you call the cops?
Yeah.
Safely?
I can, in my neighborhood. Know who you're talking to, buddy.
Whoa, you sound like my president for a second.
Anyway.
Anyways, they're grouped together. They can fucking talk. Then they can go. It doesn't matter, bro.
Okay, yeah. So then we start bowling.
Yeah.
First game.
Something happened.
Listen,
That was crazy.
I'm like AI. I need to get calibrated before I just am perfectly accurate.
I wouldn't compare.
Because I started out very slow. Just, I think I finished with 68 something.
65.
Something just atrocious.
Yeah.
Just could not figure it out. Everyone's heckling me.
Two of the girls beat you.
Yeah, everyone's just giving me shit. Just, oh, no, he's not doing too well. I'm not even talking shit to anybody at this point.
Nobody heckled you.
Yeah, you did. I'm not even talking shit to anybody at this point.
Voices.
You and Dave are doing Fortnite dances around me. Oh, fucking... Oh, look at that. Gutter ball. You guys are fucking... Everyone's talking shit. Even my girlfriend comes up after she hits a strike or something. I didn't say a word to her.
Okay.
She walks up and she goes, how's it feel getting beat by a Mexican bitch? And just walks off.
Did she actually?
Yes. And I was like, I'm going to hit you when we get home.
Bro, your girl surprised the fuck out of me.
Yeah, she had a...
Because she wouldn't bowl like normal. We were all expecting girls to be bad. She would grab the bowling ball and just throw it at the pins and get a strike. It was the most impressive. She would skip the lane altogether.
Yeah, she looked like she bowls with the form of somebody that participates in a particular kind of Olympics. And just like them, how they were able to count jelly beans, just strike, just perfectly accurate. It was crazy.
Count jelly beans.
She was right on point. Oh, I almost spilled. And so she had a crazy game. And you two were competing. By the 10th frame, the end of the game, it was close.
I thought it was going to be Dave.
You won by like 5 pins. 5?
No,
6?
She was at 116 and I was at 122. So, yeah, not much. 6.
So 6.
Yeah.
5, 6?
Yeah.
I like how I said 5 or 6 and you go, no, about 6.
Did I say no?
Yes.
I need sleep, brother.
So you guys are close. And the whole time I'm getting heckled, Dave's girlfriend's being supportive. She's like, we're just getting warmed up. We're figuring it out because she was struggling with me. And I was like, just in my head, they're talking shit. I'm unfazed. I know what I'm about. I know what I'm capable of. And next game, what happens, brother? What happens?
It was competitive until the last hole.
And I blacked out? Oh, did I go full-blown, as Travis Scott would say it, sicko mode?
Oh, I wouldn't have said that. I would have. You went full-blown Brandy in her youth.
What does that mean?
Blacked out. What do you mean? Are we not?
I don't know if that's true.
You're here.
I mean, but that's just one guy, though. It'd be different if it's like we're talking like casting couch numbers. I don't think we're talking that.
Bleep
I don't
her
know,
name. God damn it,
but I
bleep
don't I don't want to
Casting
ask.
couch number.
Yes. So we're bowling. It's close. Cameron has the lead. The whole time he's still feeling good. But then around 7th frame just starts choking.
Bad.
We're talking gutter balls. He's screaming at the pins before the ball even gets there. He bowls and then just yells, "Fuck!" And you hear it echo off the back wall and come back to us before the ball even hits any pins.
It blows the edges on your hairline back a little bit.
And I held him down. When the wind came, I held them down.
You know as soon as you release when it's gonna.
Yeah, you do.
You know, right?
You do. And there's nothing worse than just having to watch for a couple seconds your demise.
Because nothing good's gonna happen. Like you hope for a second, and maybe you lean to try to get the ball to lean with you. It doesn't work.
Yeah, you release, you know it's shit, and then in your head you're like, I still have to wait like 15 seconds to redeem myself. Even though it's not that much time, it's still just aggravating. So you start choking. I start turning up. 3 strikes in a row?
Was it 3?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Well, you know what they call that? A turkey. Gobble, gobble, nigga.
I'll quit this show right the fuck now, bro.
It's almost Thanksgiving.
Bro, the amount of your dad that was in your mannerisms right there, that was wild.
Don't say that. I'm nothing like him. I'll never be anything like him. You know what I hate is when... This is how you know my dad's a psychopath, is whenever he says any positive traits about me, he always goes, "You're just like your dad, man." like I can't have any positive traits myself. Thank you. Fucking cockhead. Anyway, but that's how clutch gene.
Yeah.
When it matters, I turn up.
Yeah. So you got second to last on the first game, and then you won. You came back
by
from
50 the second game.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
174 you had? 174?
Yeah.
That's a good score.
That's filthy.
Yeah.
I don't even bowl, but I'm not a bowler, though.
Here's the thing. If you added up both scores from both games, who's in the lead?
That's great, but if we
Matters.
played one more, what do you think would
Matters.
happen? Lights out.
Dude, considering
night.
your
Hey. Night.
consistency, that who knows?
Hey.
Because you could have bowled another 60. We know you're capable of being in the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
What I did, first game, 122. Second game, 136, 138. In the same range, improvement, stay in the course. 65?
Grab a pillow and a blanket because you're going night. Not on a mattress either. Because it would have been over. Well, that's why we should have got 2 lanes.
And the only reason your score was as high as it was because of the last bowl. The last, what do you fucking call it? The last
masterpiece that I put together?
Yeah, but besides that last one, I don't think you're bowling that again.
Yeah.
I'll go bowling with you, just us.
Let's do it.
Let's do best of 10 games.
Actually, bowling was fun. I want to do it again.
It's so fun.
We should have got 2 lanes. We could have got so many more games in. And in the process of bowling, that's what made me realize that I am a white woman at heart.
How?
I was so upset originally when we had the plan to go bowling, and then we were going to go to one location, and it came out just to rent shoes and a lane for 2 hours. Came out to $50 a person. And then I said, like a man, I stepped in line. I took the bullet. I said, we're not doing that. We're going somewhere that's regular bowling prices. I look somewhere, get us a lane for 2 hours with drinks and shoes and everything. Came out to about $50 a person. Not even $50 a person. For me and my girl, for the lane rental, the shoes, the drinks, everything, the whole night came out to about 50 for the 2 of us.
Yeah.
Whereas it would have been 50 a pop just to be at the stupid rustic
plus.
Garbage bullshit.
And not counting shoes.
I was so mad, I almost went and wrote a review. That's how mad I was.
For the garage?
Yeah.
Bro, if you live in Seattle,
Fuck
garage
the garage.
is crazy.
Fuck you.
I tried to reserve a lane for 6 of us at 8:30, and I get it's a Saturday, so maybe the rates are a little higher than during the week. But it was $307 for 6 people.
That's like a grocery store selling water bottles for $50 a piece during a hurricane. Fuck you, price gouging pieces of shit.
Insane. In fucking insane. I don't know. And
yeah, so we went to regular bowling alley. It was fantastic. It was cheap. We got to play games. We could have got 2 lanes for 2 hours for less than half of what we would have paid.
And we still spent less than half. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we still had a great night. It was fun. Bowling is fun. I enjoy bowling. It's a nice activity to do.
And who would have thought your girl's going to... Oh, I wouldn't have guessed.
I mean, she didn't do good the second game. It was really... It was just a lights-out performance by her.
She's deceptively good at random shit.
Not driving.
Yeah, but at a golf course, I feel like she can drive.
She can... Every once in a while, she gets a good
See?
one. What else did we do?
I went to a barbershop to get my haircut this time instead of doing it myself.
Okay.
Because I've had no sleep and I don't trust myself with the clippers. And this is... I think if you're a fucking barber, you should just do nothing but cut the hair when someone has an appointment. I get if you have some side conversations, you crack a few jokes, the TV's on. That's the vibe. That's fine. I'm cool with that. But being on the phone, like literally being on a phone call, arguing with your girlfriend while you're cutting hair, is that to me, that's fucking insane.
What?
Yeah, it wasn't my barber, but I'm sitting across watching it happen. Thankfully.
Okay, I thought it happened to you.
No, I would be able to read that this person's like off kilt. I get to the barbershop, and the funniest thing is the kid who was getting his haircut was, I would guess he was like still in high school probably.
Did he look concerned?
He looked concerned, but he looked too young to
say anything,
stand up for himself properly. And the other barber, like the one who was cutting my hair, he was even laughing about it. Like because I'm not gonna talk like a ton, but like we'll chat, we'll catch up. He watches UFC, so we'll catch up.
Like fight stuff.
Yeah, and they usually have like reruns playing on the TV and shit. And he a few times he starts laughing. And I'm like, what? Like I know I'm balding from the top, but what? And he fucking he like gestures over there, and I wasn't paying attention, but the dude's on the phone, cutting hair with one hand. And it's not like his cell phone. It's like the barbershop phone. Because apparently his girl was trying to call his cell phone, and he wasn't answering because he was cutting hair. So she called
the shop to argue.
Yeah, and the shop owner, it's called Johnny's Barbershop. The shop owner brought the phone to him because he was like, and handed it to him like, here, bro. Like shaking his head like it's happened before.
Oh, my God.
And he's like loud arguing with his girl. Like he's trying to, like every once in a while he tries to keep it down, but the whole time he's just arguing, cutting hair. And then I'm not a barber, but the kid was just getting like a burst fade, I think, and then a trim everywhere else. You know that you gotta switch guards every once in a while.
Yeah.
Like, you know that there's like a ebb and a flow to getting your haircut. The guy had the same guard on, I would say 90% of the time I was there. So from my angle, because I was getting spun around sometimes, I couldn't see the whole time. It looked like he was just going over the same spot and not doing shit because he was more focused on.
And you in that situation where you have something that takes focus, and you're doing two things, your focus can only go to one place at one time.
No matter how
you're gonna always do one thing garbage. So if I'm playing Xbox and I'm on the phone, there's times where if something's popping off on the game, I'm just going, okay, and the person on the line can tell that because I'm trying to tell a story. I'm like, and oh fuck, and
I've experienced this with you before.
So
all you hear in the background is just like the joysticks moving.
You're in a dynamic argument with your girl. You're trying to diffuse the situation. Diffuse the situation.
Yeah.
Or you're trying to get your points across. You've already thought about this on the way to work. You know what you're going to say to her. Like, this bitch fucking... she always leaves the toilet seat up when she takes a piss. Standing to piss in my house. and trying to give a skin fade at the same time.
Yeah. It was... Because the kid was...
That kid's head is fucked up.
Like a white, skinny kid.
Oh, well, fuck his haircut.
His hair was like light brown, I think. And the way he was sitting, like you could tell he was just like... His eyes were darting back and forth like someone help me. And he just didn't say shit the whole time. And you know he's going to say thank you. And you know he's going to tip. He's going to walk out of there with his tail between his legs.
Bro, I would never go there again.
It's the best place I've found in Seattle.
You got to be a absolute psychopath to do that.
I wouldn't go to him again. He's also, bro, because I've seen this every time I go there. There's something up with this dude. He's nothing wrong with this, but he's Muslim, and so I swear to God, he'll cut someone's hair.
Why'd you say nothing wrong with this before?
Because every time I'm there, I said I see something wrong with him, so I didn't want to try to connect. I was just trying to be clear. He's cutting hair. The guy's done. His next client comes in, but it's a specific time of day. And so he lays a mat out.
And does prayer.
Which is fine. Your client's here waiting for you. And you're praying. And to me, I don't know how it works. I don't know if he has to do it at a specific time.
I think he has to do it at a specific time.
Then don't book people.
Yeah, that's the hang up for me there is if you have a specific praying time, just make sure that your client shows up after the praying time so then he's not stuck waiting.
Yeah. And the reason I can't tell you what he was arguing about is because he's loud Arabic mumbo jumbo. And the whole time I'm like,
mumbo jumbo?
Is that a phone? What's under his vest?
No, mumbo jumbo. Why are you saying that?
You're right. It's just a...
I'm going to get you.
It's a language...
I'm going to get you in trouble at some point.
Salaam alaikum. Alhamdulillah.
You're going to get in so much trouble.
I'm Middle Eastern.
Whatever. Barely.
Just throwing darts at my own people.
Barely. You're not even... Do Middle Eastern people do that? Because people will try that card on me like, you're not even black. Every once in a while, like... It's always a white guy that has no frame of reference. They try. It never works.
For being light?
But yeah, do people ever go, you're...
I've got that before. Yeah, but I've got that from other Persian people. Like, I went to a party at our Persian friend's house. She lives in Olympia. And I don't know my own culture that well. I'm pretty removed from it. But her uncle was there. And you can ask her this story. He came up to me. He was like, oh, you're like, are you even Persian? Like, you must have been from the north. You're so light. I'm not kidding. He puts his hand in my shirt. He's like, oh, you work out? Like, he's reaching on, like, all over my body. And he puts his hand, like, in my shirt to try to feel my arm. And
you go, if niggas in Persia are doing this, then I am not Persian.
And I'm looking down at the top of his head, and I'm like, maybe I'm not Persian.
And you just kiss him. You go, Habibi.
I pick him up.
On your way. I don't know what it... Never mind.
What office?
Is that...
No, that just means bye.
Oh, okay. I was about to say. That speaking of that, thinking about... So, I have a friend in stand-up that happens to all the time, where you're not really black type of thing.
Mm.
And so, he goes up on stage, and he's doing a joke about this topic. And then he's like, people like to say I'm not black, whatever. And then gets to a different joke where he's saying, I met these people who had a dog named Pico. And I was like, the salsa? And they're like, no, like picogram. And then I'm just like kind of passively listening in the back. And then the club owner walks up to me and he goes, maybe people question if you're black because you're doing a joke about picogram, and he just walks off. I was like, oh my God.
That's fucking funny.
He got fucking deep fried.
That's hilarious. I don't care about this in any way, but when you go to apply for jobs and stuff, and you're at the form where you have to fill out, like, if you're an injured veteran, disabled, demographic, whatever. I always have to say, you laughed at disabled? Brother, you're almost 30.
It's right. You got to get a job some way, so I'll lie. I'm 17 different races. I lost my leg. And I was in the SEAL team 6.
You show up.
I'm the one that clapped Osama. I don't know what you're talking about.
Your arms in your shirt.
Does that upset you that I clapped Osama? Do you feel any sort of way about that?
No, I think...
September is an odd month for you, isn't it?
It's a month of celebration.
In what way?
I had a lot of family members that were born that month. Dug myself right out, didn't I?
damn it. I'm going to get you one of these days. I'm going to trap you one of these days.
This is fun. I always have to say Caucasian. And
What?
Yeah, because technically my specific, we're white. Like we're Caucasoid, whatever the fuck the term is. I know, it sounds funny. That's what it's called.
Calling yourself a Caucasoid is wild.
Not a good look. I don't know what it is, Mongoloid, whatever it is.
Caucasoid.
We're considered Caucasian, Persians. And same with Assyrians, and Armenians, I believe.
If you've ever shot an RPG off a Toyota truck bed, you're not Caucasian.
Dude, Toyota's a reliable car.
You do that, and then all the Marines driving past are like, that's one crazy Caucasoid.
Don't shoot him. Don't shoot him.
He's chill.
It's like based off a facial structure or bone structure or something, and I don't know what the fuck. But anyways, I have to do that because obviously in America, no one sees me as white. They see me as Middle Eastern, like some sort of brown. It'd be nice if they had like a Middle Eastern one. They have Native American, they have Hindu, they have every other race but Middle Eastern. Because we just gotta go with white, but we're not considered white, so I'm always like, this isn't accurate.
Yeah, but also...
And also, the employers are gonna see it and not hire me because they think I'm just some white guy. Like, no, dude, get some diversity.
They're gonna think you're
a white guy. If they haven't seen me yet, and I click Caucasian on that, they're just thinking, oh, a white dude applied.
I guess until they read Najad.
That's true. And they have to diversify, so they don't know what they're working with.
Chase Murphy, I could fit in. Najad doesn't really hit as a white name.
That's true. That's true. But I always think, like, does that mess up much? Because I'm assuming they want to diversify and get a good amount of people in there, and they just think, oh, white guy. Well, let's look at the other applications.
Why don't you just put something else?
There's nothing else. Well,
why don't you just do 2 or more races or something?
Because I'm one race.
I jump in between. I'm like, which one helps me more? If you say you're multiple races, it's like, or is that more diverse than a black?
Or
than only putting black?
Think you're just a mudblood. And
I don't know. I just do whatever I think will work, and I don't think there's any difference. God, I can't believe it. I'm missing football right now to be here. That's what I'm giving up.
I wouldn't have mind the reschedule to like 4.
Well, I didn't realize that you were full-blown schizo this week. Bro,
I hope I'm making sense. Like, I don't even know if I'm being caught.
You're not. It's miserable being around you. You're missing out on fantasy football, man. I don't know what to tell you. It's a rush.
Is it really?
Yes. It's so much fun.
How much do I have to know about football?
Not very much.
Because I know, like, some people's girlfriends play, so I'm thinking, like, entry-level knowledge, you can still get in on it.
And you can also just listen to podcasts or whatever the fuck to figure it out. That's what I do.
I have a hard time getting into other sports. It's not even
you do thing. Until you're playing. Because the thing is, I'm wishy-washy with football. I didn't watch until I was playing fantasy football this year. And then once I realized I was playing fantasy, now it's all interesting.
But how does it hook you?
Because then every game matters to you. Because you have players from all different teams playing, so it affects your score. So you're watching each game in hopes your player scores. Yeah, or you're playing against somebody on the other team. So,
and this is probably going to be so boring for the listeners, but each time your player scores is the only way you get points, or is it like if they just play well and they have good stats?
So it's different positions. So like your quarterback, he scores on if he throws a pass and they gain yardage if they score a touchdown. Where a running back score, like if they gain yardage from a run and they score a touchdown. So wide receiver gain yardage. Yeah. So, and then like you have kickers. So every time they kick a field goal or like an extra point, whatever, that's points for you. And then a defense. So you're watching it like we're in the league where we have 2 of everything. So I'm watching different, like today I was watching Seahawks versus Lions. I had the quarterback of the Lions and a receiver on the Seahawks. So it was interesting to me because every offensive play, I have somebody in the game that it matters. So it makes the game
So you're not even necessarily rooting for a team to win. You're rooting
I was rooting for the Seahawks to win, but I also wanted Jared Goff to go absolutely insane because it benefited me.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Jared Goff played well too.
So I was like, you didn't watch the game. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. So every time they like threw a touchdown, I was like, but oh no, Seahawks. It's a lot of fun.
Do the Seahawks still have any good players?
Yeah, they're okay this year, right? They're 1-1 now, I think. But anyway, it's just a fun thing to do because there's hundreds of thousands of people all collectively every week, every Thursday, Sunday, Monday, all watching the same thing. It's always a conversation between everybody on how people are playing or whatever, how your fantasy team got screwed because so-and-so got injured. This guy went off. It helped me win. It made me lose. Like, it's a collective activity 3 times a week.
That's cool. There's a community around it.
And then outside of those days,
right?
Yeah, so I'm in a league where I only got into this league because before the season started, I knew one of my friends plays, and I was like, I want to play fantasy this year. And then he's like, oh, yeah, our league's a $50 buy-in. And I said, you're smoking dick. So I was thinking like maybe $20. I don't care that much. Next thing I know, I'm in a 20-person group chat that I can't leave on my phone. And I'm like, well, I guess I'm playing. But so our league is set up to where it's $1,000 payout. So every team puts in 50, winner takes all. So I don't know where we're at since I'm doing this and not checking my scores.
You're in second place, right?
Well, we're 1-0 so far in the season. And so it's just, and then I'm listening to podcasts. I'm finding out what defense do I play? Who's on the waiver wire can I pick up that'll help my team be a curmudgeon pussy hair better?
What do you mean by pick up? So can you change the players you have on your team?
Yes. So people already pick their players, but there's still hundreds of players that are not on teams because you only have so many slots. So then, like, someone did well last week for the Rams, so he's a hot pickup because none of us drafted him because no one knew who he was, but he was playing hot because somebody got injured. There's like, it varies based on, because there's always injuries and shit happening in the league that affects us.
Aaron Rodgers getting hurt was a big deal.
Yes. So my friend Dante had him last week. He got hurt 4 plays in, 0 points from the quarterback position, which is a giant blow.
Jesus.
And yeah, we were beating them so bad it meant nothing. It took all the joy out of it. But
question. So now that we know that position is vacant, do we already know who's going to be taking his spot? So it's like a hot pick or no?
It would be a hot pick if the guy was fucking was not ass. So he's ass. So nobody wants him.
Was it just a secondary player that they already had?
Yeah, he was a starter last year, and he didn't do well. So, but that's the thing is there's always people getting hurt out for the week, like sore rib, they're questionable, all that stuff comes into play. Whoever just had a crazy good week. Like, there's so much shit happening that it's always something new. And, like, you're always thinking about what the next move is.
That's cool.
You need to get into regular sports.
I'll try. I have my own, like, niche little things, and I just, have a hard time.
Regular sports are so good.
Because so many people are into it. Can you do this with baseball, too?
I was watching a little bit of the game last night. Like, I don't watch baseball, but like following along in the moment, I understand what's happening in the game enough to where it is interesting.
Yeah. I'll say something.
That's the thing. You don't even have to be deathly into sports, but knowing what's going on makes it so much fun.
Yeah. I'll say something controversial. I find golf more interesting than football.
Do you watch golf?
Not like I'll watch clips online. Actually, often, like, my feed is full of it, but I don't turn it on and sit there and watch it. Not yet, but I see myself getting into it later down the line. Yeah.
How? I don't understand.
What channel? I mean, where do you even watch golf?
To me, on the golf channel.
Do you have like actual TV?
I have YouTube TV, which golf channel.
But Netflix, Hulu, HBO.
Like, Hulu has live sports.
You have to buy that.
I know.
It's separate.
I don't understand because I can't just watch highlights of whatever.
I'm not that far into it because you can watch highlights of like fights you missed, right? You don't have to sit back and watch the whole thing. So it's similar for me. Like I can watch highlights of what's going on. I don't even know people. I just like seeing them swing and how well it's like. I find it interesting to just see a quick clip. And I don't search it up or anything, but my feed.
So you just like watching nice shots?
Yeah. I think it's cool. Seeing them swing, how they hit. Like if they're in a difficult spot off the drive and how they try to get back into a favorable position for the next shot. I think all of that shit's interesting.
I feel like the game itself is what matters. That's what I have interest in. So that's great that he hit a nice shot, but where is he in the standings? Like what day are they playing? What round is it?
Get, like,
it's the fourth round. He's up 2 strokes. or he's behind. He hit the shot to tie. Like that stuff is what makes it interesting.
You get a sense for that in the clip, though. No, it's like you can still hear the broadcasters talking. Like it's not like totally out of context always. I'm not super into it,
same.
but I'm just. What do you find more interesting, golf or football?
Football.
Really?
Yes, I like watching golf, but football is definitely there's more action overall.
What about tennis or
golf?
Football?
Lasts so much longer because each event is 4 rounds, so it's Thursday through Sunday. So somebody can fuck themselves on Thursday and be out of contention. Like it's a fun sport to watch, but it's also a slower, more football is high action all the time.
Yeah.
Nonstop. People are getting fucking brain damage. Shit's going wild.
Tooted and booted. Do you know what we should do as a friend group? We should have like a month or a week. I know I'm copying, but out the year where we compete in different sports just for fucks. Like we could do a tennis day. We could do golf. We could do basketball since that, that favors you. We could just do different shit. We could even throw in like pool or fucking whatever and just see overall who wins the most. And we could do like a small buy-in. Wouldn't that be fun? We like competing.
Depends on how it's organized, but I would be happy to take the crown. I mean, if we're being honest.
No chance. No chance. I really don't think you'd even get close. I don't think you do well in running anymore. I don't think you do well in lifting. I don't think you do tennis. You'd get fucked.
What kind of sports are you picking?
I don't know what we'd pick, but I assume we'd pick things in like...
Okay, before you just start throwing out crazy stuff...
Everyone likes tennis but you.
If we're
so that's a thing.
No, I'm saying what you're just saying right there.
Yeah.
Like you don't think it's going to be competitive. Before you start saying irrational stuff... I know you haven't slept much this week, so I'll give it a pass. Let's figure out what the structure is first. So you plan out the structure.
Okay.
Come back to me with the sports.
Okay.
We'll brainstorm. We'll figure out if it's even feasible for it to be a competition.
Would we do anything like pool or ping pong or any of that?
That's what I said. Pick the sports.
We could throw it in there? Okay.
Pick a handful of sports.
We got to do basketball because you guys both play basketball. And it's not my element, but I do my best. We do tennis because Dave and I both love tennis a lot. We even know the players. We talk about like games. So you're out the loop with that. We could do bowling, whatever. Just golf. We could do golf, and that's in your guys' lane again.
All right. We'll pick the sports, figure out the format, and then
we do like $10 buy-in or something bullshit, and then that'd be fun. If we have a good format, good structure, good like range of sports.
Figure out the format.
That's what I'm doing, bitch. That's why we're talking it out.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So. Anyways, I think that'll be fun. I'm going to talk to Dave about it, too.
Okay. Speaking of storylines, sports, what makes things great? Saturday, was a Colorado State game.
Mm-hmm.
In-state rivalry. I don't give a fuck about Colorado. War, it's a square, boring, boo-boo state. There's mountains and white people. Sucks ass. But because Deion Sanders, the storyline... made the game interesting.
I saw a stat where most of the women in Colorado beat their men. Colorado sucks. There you go.
That's crazy. So, what makes these main sports interesting is the fucking storyline.
Yeah.
So, Deion Sanders became the Colorado football coach starting this year. Everyone thought it wasn't going to turn out that great because Colorado had 1 win last year. 1 win. And we're 1-11. They were dog shit. Deion came in. He said, most of you guys want to enter the transfer portal because you're not going to play for me. He brings his own elite killers, his son, quarterback, his son. I said quarter and corner. They're very close. Quarterback, 1 son. Cornerback, another son.
Mm-hmm.
2 sons on the team. He's got 1 dude plays wide receiver cornerback. It's a whole story. It's a lot going on.
He's animated.
He is animated.
I'm talking about you.
Yeah. Well, he is animated also. And now they're 3-0. And so throughout this whole process of what's been happening, I was like, this is entertaining. I know of Deion Sanders. I don't know enough. Why is everyone going so crazy about him? People don't like him. People love him. It's very polarized. But you cannot reject the greatness of this man. Just let me read you some of the achievements that he's had in his life. It's upsetting. It's actually upsetting.
I read them.
So in college, he lettered in football, baseball, and track at Florida State. So three different sports he played and excelled in every single one of them. Then also overall in his NFL career, 8-time Pro Bowler, 9-time All-Pro, and 2 Super Bowl rings.
That's crazy.
That's stupid. Played 14 seasons in the NFL. So like 14 years in the NFL is wild because the average is like 2 to 3.
Because of injuries.
Yeah,
and all
yeah.
that. Yeah, that's
so
crazy.
that longevity. 9 seasons in the MLB.
What the fuck?
He scored a touchdown and a home run in the same week. What are we fucking talking about?
Is there more?
Yes. Only man in history to play in a World Series and a Super Bowl. So the pinnacle of both sports he was involved. He now is coaching the Colorado team that had 1 win. They're now 3-0 and nationally ranked. Like
What
literally
the fuck?
everything that he's done is
elite.
How do you live like that?
That's crazy.
Think about how many things that you failed in life.
Dude, imagine how he fucks.
He's just got like it's got to be.
Or that's the one thing that's like terrible. So it drives.
That's his Achilles heel is he doesn't last.
Bro, you know one thing you didn't read on his accolades is he can argue on the phone in Arabic while he cuts your hair,
fuck.
and it's the cleanest burst fade you could ever get.
He probably wouldn't fuck up the birth fade. Yeah. Well, and I guess
Burst fade.
fucking is his weakness. He has 5 kids, so
He does.
pulling out is a weakness.
Okay.
But that's also one thing that makes him tight. What I'm gonna do as a dad, he ranks his kids publicly as far as who he loves the most.
You're lying to me.
Like he does it as
You
a
just-
joke, but like he does actually rank them.
That's not even as a joke. That's fucked.
But if you're
Imagine being his kids. Like, yes, you're gonna compete to try to like. You're
But if
competing
if
for
you're
love.
joking with your kids, you telling me that you wouldn't joke with your kids and be like, "I love one more."
Nope. I don't want that in their head, bro. That eats away at you. You're rolling your eyes, but I'm telling you. You don't think one of those kids, he knows he's loved. He knows his dad loves him, whatever. But like if he's in 4th,
Yeah,
you know, he's
there's
not
a
like
kid
there's
in
a
fifth.
part of him
There's
that
a
goes.
kid in 5th. Can you imagine?
There's a part of that kid who's like, I'm less. I gotta do more. I'm less than. No, that's not. I don't think that's a good way to live constantly. I don't think so.
Oh, come
If they were
on,
older.
man.
If they were older, it'd be fine.
They're all old.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
they're old.
How old?
Like college and above,
Oh,
I'm
then
pretty
that's
sure.
fine. Yeah, because they're mature enough to handle it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like 6 and 8 year olds, like Daddy.
No, the son that's the starting quarterback that's thrown for in 3 games, 1,100 plus yards, 7 touchdowns, 1 interception. It wasn't his fault. It got tipped.
And also, what the fuck do I know,
He's 3rd on the list, so it's not. It doesn't matter,
bro? What do I?
It's like-
He's probably the best parent on earth too. So fuck it. He probably knows what he's doing.
But I would rank my kids. How would you break it up though?
What do you mean?
One, how much do they bench? That's that's how you.
I would do so my ranking would be based on who deserves the most love.
How do you determine that?
Just with the way they behave. So like, let's say one kid got a B, and one kid got like a B plus. Or
Oh,
an
you're
A.
gonna be one of those.
I'll stand in front of both of them and be like, "I love you more." Leave the house.
You're gonna be one of those
I'm
Arabic
just
dads that pulls his Arabic Persian. It doesn't. You're all the same thing. You're from the same place.
It's not true, man. It's not true. They would click a different demographic on the job app.
What? Oh.
It's a diverse area, brother. Why are you so
I
exasperated?
know, but if you listen, if you take sand from a beach in Hawaii, sand from a beach in Egypt,
Sahara.
you put them together, it's the same.
I was on the bike with you. What's the biggest desert in the world?
I'm assuming Sahara because you said it.
And how do you pronounce that?
Sahara.
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 That's how you're supposed to say it.
Okay. Well, do you have anything else that you have not touched this week?
I don't know how to segue into it, but I have a opinion about something.
Oh, okay. Let's hear it.
I think people who don't like being out in nature in some shape, way, or form are dead inside.
Why do you think that?
I
disagree.
I think it's
I strongly disagree. Go ahead.
This is my opinion.
I think that's a stupid opinion. Go ahead.
I wonder why.
I think anybody that has an opinion is a fucking idiot. Go ahead.
I wonder why, brother.
You're taking shots on the pod?
No,
you're taking shots on the class?
Real opinion. I think anybody who doesn't like nature is dead inside because they don't know how to. And this is not based off empirical data. This is based off my life experience. Anybody
don't ever use empirical in a fucking argument.
Man. You
sick bitch.
You know I got a big fucking vernacular. I think they don't know how to appreciate like the little things. I don't think they know how to be as present. I think they have a hard time connecting with what's going on in the moment and just taking time to isolate with their thoughts and appreciate things that they probably used to appreciate when they were younger, maybe. And in my experience, those people have a very limited, narrow range of what they can enjoy, and they're just bitter, dirty, and dead.
now see, it was generalized, and then you went directly at me. So here's the thing. If we're arguing general, I might not disagree with that.
Oh.
If we're talking specifics, as in the God, you got me fucked up.
Edit that out. Don't call yourself the guy. I just lost all the energy in my fucking body.
As in Timothy Turner.
We're in 8th grade, brother. We're in 8th fucking grade. I can't handle this.
I disagree. I embraced the nature. I walked the dog without fucking headphones in. No podcast, no nothing, just early morning nature sounds. You know what I got? 2 fat bitches speed walking behind me talking about they're doing fucking they're tier ranking Doritos and shit. Like, I don't want to hear that. Yeah, see, I try to be present in the moment. Just hear the birds chirping. I heard fat hoes.
Here's the thing, right? You know both those people were just in your head. That's you ranking Doritos.
When you said it, stupid
I did.
idiot.
But here's the second thing. Do you think walking your dogs to shit around this fucking neighborhood is nature?
Yes. No. But the thing is, the argument you made was they have trouble being present. I would say more than most, I'm present. More than most, I'm present.
In what ways do you do things that... Oh, this question's going to make you cringe.
What?
In what ways do you do things that make you appeal to that inner child? Like, how do you make that inner child happy? Like, in what ways do you do things that you would have also enjoyed as a kid? You feel super present. You're just enjoying the environment. What do you do?
What are you talking about? I get high, eat candy, and play Xbox.
That's like disassociating.
That's the inner child. That's
is that the only thing
that I enjoyed?
Because I knew you were going to say Xbox. Is that the
I
only...
rode a skateboard this week 2 times.
Okay.
Inner child.
That's decent.
Come on. What are we talking?
But how do you not like going on hikes or nature or just any...
I don't like hikes because it's a shit form of exercise. It's just a mild, long thing. If I'm going to work out, I like going to the gym. It's clear. I spend my hour and a half doing the thing. I'm done. On a hike, it's 5 fucking hours of just mild walking up a hill, being tired the whole time.
So besides,
ass.
I mean, first of all, going through nature,
but also
right? The views, the scenery, the animals.
I think the views are
the
pretty.
Adventure.
The act of getting there, kick rocks.
And some would also say that walking at an incline for a consistent period of time at a decent pace burns fat more than like running.
That's fine if that's your preferred
workout. And you're
workout
getting, like,
of choice.
Your legs are getting burnt.
I think it's AIDS. I also go golfing. So I'm spending 5 hours. Only thing I'm using my phone for in that time period is to keep my score.
Yeah.
I'm out. I'm engaged in the moment. I'm focused on one thing.
When I picture...
So I have my moments. If we're talking specifics, if we're talking broad people, I get it.
Well, I know you're a narcissist. You're gonna make it about you.
You took a shot at me.
Did I ever say your name?
I will come up. I'll rip this fucking thing off the wall. I'm sick of this. No, because I drilled it in. It took a lot of work. I had to measure. I'm not doing that.
You can't do that.
But
it's a level.
I guess if you're talking broad, yeah.
Because like when
but
I
then
picture
also
Chase,
on the flip side, the people that do like hiking and all that, most of the time they're a one-trick pony. They're the Patagonia jacket, fucking boring, nothing to offer besides taking an Instagram picture that they're on a mountain. Nobody gives a shit.
Happy, present, gratuitous.
Now you're being narcissistic. You're trying to relate it to yourself.
No, I'm not. I really think people who are like good at being able to go enjoy nature, do you need to do something?
Yeah, I do in a second.
Yeah,
I'm feeling that itch. I gotta get up.
I think they have a lot more gratitude for the little things. Like I could, dude, I had a day off. I'll go spend it just walking around a part of the city I haven't been. Some views, some nature, because Seattle, we're lucky. It's right by the water. We've got some trees, lots of parks. I'll go just do that and I'll have a great fucking day. And I feel way lighter. I feel like inner Chase, I'll let you go do this after this. If I picture inner Chase in your mind, like that inner child who had like wonder and curiosity, I picture a dark, damp basement where he's sitting in a cell and he only gets like a little bit of light when a skateboard or an Xbox controller comes by. And that's fucking it. Oh. He's in the sunken place, and you need to save him, brother, because life is passing us by, and you need to look at leaves and shit.
This week, I've eaten candy, played Xbox, rode a skateboard, gone and done stand-up. Like, I've done, and then present and walking with no headphones, walking the dog, experiencing the birds chirping, getting early morning sunlight in my face, all that gay shit. I've done a variety.
That's not nature.
Of mind-bending experiences. Being present in the moment is a part of your stupid argument. I'm sorry I wasn't standing near a fucking evergreen tree during the whole time.
Sometimes you gotta appeal to that inner child, brother.
Quit telling me I'm not appealing to my inner child when I'm doing childlike things. Can you do a fucking kickflip?
And generally, yeah.
No, you can't.
Bet money on it.
How many tries?
No, just 2 or 3.
Land a kickflip.
Yes.
No toe drag. Heel toe drag. I'll give you 15 tries, $10. You got to film the whole thing.
Yeah.
Easy. We'll show it on the next podcast.
Okay.
We'll discuss it.
Okay. $15. You shook on it.
I said 10, but
did you
can up it. $15 for 15 tries. It has to be a clean kickflip.
Yep.
No heel or toe drag.
Yep.
And it has to be on camera.
Okay. That's the easiest $15 I ever made. I know you make this joke where you think I was never at the skate park or because maybe we didn't interact a lot, but I spent a lot of fucking time there as a kid, bro. And I wasn't good. I sucked. But a kickflip, I eventually learned how to
do. You remember what a kickflip is?
Yeah, of course. What? Come on.
I think you're going to be sadly mistaken here.
I mean, I landed one like a week or 2 ago, so I'm sure I can just do it again.
What?
Yeah. Got a skateboard, brother. The one you gave me. Yeah. And I use it. That's why I wanted to go longboarding, and we were talking about it yesterday.
Did I give? Oh, that's where that skateboard went.
Yes, sir.
Because I knew I had another one, but I didn't know where it was.
Before it got rainy, I wanted to take it out a few times. So when I'm taking the dog out, I'll take the skateboard out.
I can't wait to see
that little ass dog dragging me on the board. It's fun as fuck.
I can't
Present.
wait to see
Phone's away. Not going home to Xbox, candy, and weed so I can get high and lock my inner child in a fucking dungeon.
I rode a skateboard twice this week. Shut the fuck up. Let's get to segments because I want to go watch football. I'm sick of talking to you. Oh, wait. Before we get into real segments, let's talk about that Louis C.K. on the podcast discussing social media. Yep. So you brought this up to me the other day, and you wanted to discuss it. So the question that was posed to him, he was on Chris DiStefano's podcast. Mm-hmm. The podcast producer asked him what would he say to younger comics that have to deal with the social media content cycle, like having to post to be relevant? You listened to this as well.
I listened from the 123 mark, not the whole
thing. So
the
basic overview of what he said is that you don't need to appeal to the algorithm. He said that there used to be a more emphasis on making your act good, like trying to perfect your act, but now it's kind of changed because the focus is more so on appealing to the algorithm to get picked up on social media. And the thing is with that is all people are doing is now trying to do things to fit the algorithm rather than doing their original works.
Yeah.
So it's making things objectively worse because now you're only touching a handful of topics. You're bleeping out cuss words or you're not saying them. You're doing things to cater to that rather than doing things that as what's true to your art.
Yeah.
And he said that he noticed, like, with a handful of comics that he looked at that are up and coming, that are he thought were getting funnier, he's noticed that that's starting to become more stagnant. That's not really happening because people are now more focused on their social engagement. And overall, he thinks it's a waste of time and hurts comedy.
And I'm going to add to that before you give me your opinion on it. The other thing he was saying was like, or one thing I wanted to say was, if it doesn't make it worse, bare minimum, it makes it like cookie cutter and like basic, like, you know, the rest of the crowd. And then I saw another clip of a conversation that we're having, and he was specifically talking about podcasting. Louis was. And he was saying, Chris was saying, Louis was saying, at some point, a lot of comics are going to regret putting their whole life and a lot of their acts and a lot of their bits that they come up with in these long form episodes, podcasts, and putting it out there. And years later, they're going to look back and regret a lot of what they did because this stuff is permanent and they just like took away the mystery of their act, took away the mystery of who they are, and their entire life is out there for the public to dissect and forever critique.
So I guess starting off, what are your thoughts? I guess that's two aspects. So let's just talk podcast because you are on a podcast. What are your thoughts in what he said there? Do you think that's true?
I think it's tough for me to say if it's true for a comic. We have seen it come and bite a few people. Like Bobby Lee has that story where he's talking about the prostitute. I don't know if you have to cut that. And he was talking about how he went and got her because he chose her because she looked young.
Don't go into the story. Just go into
I thought the story was fucking crazy. Overall, I think it can come back to bite you, but it could also really help create a core audience for your type of humor. And so that'll in turn turn into ticket sales, and you can, you know, try to build a career off that. I do think even a comic would need to be careful how much of their like personal life they put out there, because you get older, you have kids, like you're probably going to regret just being completely exposed, and your kids are going to, who knows, like let's say when you make it, your kids are going to school and their friends go back and they look at like clips and they get bullied. I'm not saying that's the worst case scenario or that's what's going to happen, but there's something to be said about at least a layer of privacy, a layer of mystery. And so the audience isn't like, oh, I've already heard this bit or heard this idea or heard him like make the same kind of joke on the podcast, or I know so much about him, I'm not too curious to go see his show because I just already know like what the fuck he's going to talk about or say and who he is. So there's no like me going to figure out more, learn more about this person's thoughts. I know them all.
I think there's some aspects that are right, some that I don't necessarily agree with. So one thing you have to keep in mind with Louis C.K., he's been doing stand-up for like 35 plus years. He came into stand-up and became relevant before this era of social media came into play. So he has the luxury of not having to engage with it. The route to get to where he was significantly harder back then because there were more gatekeepers, more people that had a say in whether you made it or you don't, a lot harder to get your name out there. So he took the harder road to get to where he is, but now he reaps the benefit of not having to engage in that stuff more than he wants to.
Harder, but also less saturated, I think, too.
Yeah, so
which is a plus.
Yes. The thing, I agree in the sense that you don't want to expose too much, so only sharing things to keep it like vague. Like you can still get a story across without having to disclose like everything about your life. You can take out names. You can like change the story up to where it's not very specific to any person or thing. Like, or for instance, you have kids. You don't have to post your kids or talk about
You shouldn't
them directly, or like your wife or anything that they wouldn't want out there, is how I would approach it.
Mm-hmm.
There's some people that don't do that, where I'm like, I think it's kind of like, I can see the issue where later on as the kids grow up, they don't want that information about them out there.
Yeah.
When it comes to stand up and the social media thing, I agree and disagree. I agree in the sense that it is affecting, everyone is posting crowd work clips.
Mm-hmm.
And originally that was a play to not have to burn material,
Mm-hmm.
because originally people were posting their original jokes that they wrote, but those are the ones that you take time, you write out, you perform them, then you edit them, you make adjustments. You take weeks and weeks to get a joke to where you want it.
Yeah.
Some months even. And then you post that. Now it's out. People can see it.
Yeah.
So if they come to a show using that same joke, it's not like music. It does, like, people don't come to see the same thing. They come to see new things. They opt into the person and they come to see new ideas. So
the one thing you went over pretty quickly too is when you post a lot of clips that are just crowd work, you might garner a following that's expecting just crowd.
I'm going to get there. Okay. So that was originally the play for crowd work, but the thing now it's turned into is that now people are only posting that because that seems to get more engagement than a written joke at this point. So now people are only posting crowd work, and that poses kind of the issue, like along the lines of what Louise is talking about, where now people aren't in tune with the stand-up. They're there for the crowd work. So then they're just showing up just in hopes that you make fun of them. And then you just kind of become like a one-trick pony for people. Like they're not there to see your original thoughts and perspective on things. They're there to see you make fun of them, which is like, it has its place, but you don't want your whole career based off of that.
Right.
I don't post crowd work clips. One, I don't get significant stage time to where I'm just openly doing crowd work all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Two, I don't think I'm that good at it at this current point.
Right.
And like, I just don't feel the want to post that, even if I had significant. It doesn't sit right. I like posting original jokes, and the reason that I started posting original jokes was that I was newer into stand-up, so like, I'm not saving this shit for a special.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just posting it to get out there, hopefully build a platform of people that are interested enough to see the development overall, which is where I think this stuff is a benefit, is people opt into who you are as a person. If they're a fan of you and they understand you're doing comedy, they're going to be a fan of comedy at some point. They understand that things change. Like jokes, what you start out with is not what you end with. So like following along in that process, even if they've heard the joke before, they've heard a different version. And like they understand that. So like audiences become more in tune to stand up and like the ins and outs and complexity of it. So they become a fan of that process.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So there's the benefit there, but then there's also the flip side of people who aren't being exactly true to themselves and the art that they're creating. They're trying to feed into an algorithm which affects the quality of content that they could produce.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with all that. But that kind of segues us into the next thing we were talking about, which is this is going to be podcasting and posting clips, even though, I mean, that's for the purpose of building your brand, your comedy, all that. What do you feel in regards to that this is going to be a body of information that is representative of you, and the majority of people are going to use it to determine who you are forever? Yes, it's a career for you. You want to be a comic, but is there any apprehension like 20 years from now, 60 years from now, like the internet's forever, this is going to live forever. You at any moment, like, you know, we do this podcast, we're having fun, we're just making jokes. At any moment, and that's a small part of who we are, obviously. You could say the thing that 10 years later someone's going to fucking use to completely tear you down as a person. Or I'm not saying you should live in that fear, but is there any apprehension when it comes to that for you? Do you care? No?
No.
Why?
I don't know. I just don't feel that I don't think I say anything that bad to where, I mean, I could be wrong. Obviously, times change, but I don't feel in the moment when I'm saying stuff, I don't feel anything is trouble worthy. Everything that I do and put out, for the most part, is in good fun.
Yeah.
Well, not for the most part. Everything that I do is in good fun. It's in joke. It's trying to make somebody laugh. It's us being ourselves, just genuinely joking back and forth as friends, because that's what
what we do.
That's the whole point of this fucking thing.
So that's not what most people are gonna think. If that specific kind of group, like let's say that there's people who take something offense.
A specific kind of group. So it's people.
A loud minority.
I don't. But the thing is, catering. That's like same with the algorithm. Catering what you do to fit a certain, to get a certain response is gay. It's fucking dumb.
No, I'm not saying cater to it, but
no, people that like it. If you don't, just move on. If you like people that are seeking out to try and get something on you, eventually that's going to go away. That's also a new thing as well.
Yeah.
Taking old clips and trying to use them again. Like, people are starting to get tired of that. Overall, I think it's not going to be a major issue. I think.
Actually, leave that in. Fuck it.
Yeah, like the idea of
it's a joke.
I guess we can cut it if you want, but like, just in the conversation that we had of like, there's certain clips that you don't want because of that, and down the line it could affect your future. I completely respect that, because you're not a comic. This is not necessarily what you want to do in your future. You don't fully know yet, so leaving your options open is a smart play. But for me, like, when you ask me to take certain clips down, obviously I'll do that because we're fucking friends, and like, I don't like, if we're doing this together, I want us to like both be satisfied with what we're putting out.
Yeah.
To me, it was sad. Like, I mourned cutting, even though the clips don't mean anything. Like, the idea of censoring the jokes and anything that I do, at like, because it's part of who I am. Yeah. But this is still who I am. So like, having to cut any of that to like make other people happy, like, it hurts me. I can't imagine living life where like, it's gonna affect your job. I'll get a different job then. Like,
I have a question.
Your girlfriend's parents aren't gonna like it. They're very cool and they understand that what I'm doing is a joke. But even if they didn't, I can't live with myself knowing that I'm not being who I actually am to appease other people.
Fair. And I have a question about that specifically. So let's say, outside of the internet, outside of posting videos, if we're in a social setting where you're around people, some you don't know, some you do know, is there any level of you tempering your humor because of the environment you're in? Or are you going to go as hard as you normally would if it was just you and I?
No, I mean, it's a natural thing to like.
So I'm using that idea and extrapolating.
Well, yeah, I understand why you're doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, in this environment, like where I'm in a comfortable environment, doing this with you, I'm fully aware of what's happening. But this is like my most ideal environment. So like, the people that say we're around our acquaintances or whatever, I might not just be talking crazy like I would with you, but I also I don't want to. Like, those are not my people. They're not people that I would joke around with like that.
Fair.
It's like you have to be an active, willing participant. If people come to a comedy club, they know what they're gonna hear stuff. I'm not just going around throwing it around for people that don't want it. And I guess technically I am in social media and posting it, but like, it's with the idea of you're trying to reach the people that, and build an audience of people that all think the same way.
Yeah.
And like, enjoy what it is that you're putting out.
That makes sense. Not to harp on this topic too much, but I think it's admirable, I guess, or interesting to me that there's not much of a separation for you between, because like, you don't really, it seems like it doesn't bother you, the idea that someone can take, let's say we put out 100 episodes, they can form an opinion of who you are based off of a small window they're getting where we sit here and we film for an hour. however many years down the line. Like it doesn't seem like you care too much about what people could think of you because of what you're putting out. And I think that's cool, actually.
Yeah, well, because I'm not trying to build something with the idea of who doesn't like it.
It's who does.
I don't. I don't think about who's not gonna like this.
Yeah.
Like appealing to them. It's just the goal is to get it to be as authentic to yourself as possible.
Yeah.
And let the chips fall where they may. So you want to be liked. If I go on stage with stand up, I want to do well.
Right.
I want to kill. Yeah. But more so, I want it to be something that I'm proud of, and like I was genuine up there. This is the closest to me off stage as possible.
Yeah, there's no mask on.
Yeah, and then have that do well is the goal. And if the hard work is doing that thing, being the most authentic as you can, and being comfortable if it doesn't work the way you want, because there's going to be times where that's going to happen. So
but
like
you're more comfortable
out,
failing when you're being actually yourself. Like I feel
it's harder.
Yeah,
it's hard. It's actually easier to bomb not being yourself. I'd write like I want to get to the point where it's just I know I fucking put my nuts on the table and it didn't work out, and just be able to sit in that and be like, all right, well, next one I'll be fine.
That's the right way to learn from it. Yeah,
but naturally it's just something within your body that forces you sometimes in those moments to not be that genuine. Like put out a presentation.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
There's times when I get up there and I'm like yelly, because that's just the shell, like protective shell of what you genuinely are like and trying to put out.
I think that's the cool thing about comedy or MMA though, is because it's very difficult to not be honest. I mean, you could go up there, I guess, on stage and put up a mask, but like it, and it doesn't feel like you're being yourself, and you feel that. And I think most people have the most success when they're just being real and they're just being their most like truest, funniest self. And in MMA, when you're fighting, you can't like put on a mask at all. Like you can't fake anything when someone's trying to come hurt you. You just have to like figure it out and like win. So, for me, the last point I have on this is, for me, I guess it's trickier because I don't want to be a comic, and I definitely enjoy a level of privacy, which it's like when I'm with you and Dave, and it's the close friend group. There's a level of, and I think plenty of people could relate to this. There's like a level of extreme and crassness that I feel comfortable going to because we know each other. We already know our intentions. We know that we're just being obnoxious to make each other laugh, and that's for us. The same way I wouldn't do that in a workplace environment or around people I don't know. It's not that I have to necessarily apply that same level of censorship in this, because I am sitting with you just being me, and I'm going to make jokes because that's who I am. But that I think I'm not a comic, so it feels more comfortable to me to have a little bit of a difference between how I would be with just us compared to how it would be in like a large group setting. And to me, this is a large group setting. There's going to be a ton of people who see this, and they don't know me. They're not going to hear my stand-up. They don't know that I'm a comic. All they hear is this, and they're just, they could assume I'm joking, but the only window into who I am they're getting is how I'm talking about how deep your belly button is. Like, that's... you being fat is a problem.
Yeah, but
I don't hate fat people besides you.
To that, if somebody... Think about the people that you're concerned about that are going to take this at face value and make a decision on who you are. Are they actually listening to it in full form? Are they just seeing a clip and making a decision? Most of the time, in the way I think about it, is those aren't reasonable people. Like, if they see one clip of you and they just go, fuck it, I don't like him.
Life outside of being a comic is full of unreasonable people. Exactly.
So
that's the
issue.
Do
you really pay that much mind to them in real life?
Yeah, because they're everywhere.
So they
could be in a workplace environment, it could be family, and it's not that I would need to tailor my life to them. It would just be that I keep my extremeness and obnoxiousness a little more private for the people who fully know me and don't think that I'm evil. That like I don't want everyone thinking I'm evil, even if they're the ones being unreasonable.
But out of 10 people, how many of them do you think are going to feel that way?
In the general world or people we know?
In the general world.
7. If they listen to a clip
You
of
got
me talking,
glass half empty. Holy shit!
Fuck.
You got a glass half empty mentality, brother.
No, I just think those are the kind of people you're gonna have to deal with when you're doing business, when you're living life, and even though you shouldn't cater to them, having a sense of privacy where you don't have to experience the hardships of them thinking you're a fucking like I don't when I was talking about you being sellable.
It's fucking funny.
It is funny to some, or someone else sees it and goes, that's innately racist. And even though he's joking, that's insane that he would say that and put it out. Yeah, that's a private joke.
But also, then think about the fact that we've been friends since 6th grade.
But did they know that?
And I'm laughing at the joke.
Do they know that we've been friends? Do they think you're just stupid?
Yeah. So they just.
Or do they think
I know, but then, for the sake of this argument, they looked at that. They went, "That's wrong." There's a black guy in the video laughing. You don't know these people. You're just looking at it in face value, and you can't understand it's a joke. You're fucking retarded, brother. There's no way around it.
You might be, but you also might be an employer.
Yeah, but also work at a different fucking place.
And what if those employees?
I know, but you're living off to, and we have different perspectives on it. But living off the what if in fear of, is. I can't do that.
And for the sake of the pod, I'm trying to make my points. I don't necessarily disagree with you. Ultimately, it's up to what people are comfortable with. And I think for me, a little bit of privacy when it comes to like my full blast evil heinous shit, I prefer it. But I don't disagree with what you're saying either. I'm just trying to make the point.
To each their own. I do think that there is still a sense of privacy overall, even within podcasting, because nobody knows.
It's not the full.
Nobody knows anyone in your family's names. I joke about you not having any goddamn family, but they don't really know the contents of your family, where they live, where you live, what you do for work, and none of that. Yeah. So, and even think about the podcasters that you like and listen to. You know them to some extent. You don't really know them like that. Like, for instance, Andrew Santino. Mm-hmm. You don't know. You know he has a wife. I don't know what she looks like. I have no clue where they live. I don't know what she does for work. I don't know anything. You met her in person. Yeah. So you paid for a ticket to go to a show. You're a fan of his. Yep. Yeah. I know. I needed to say. So he's already got.
I wasn't saying that as a counter argument. I just really wanted that out there.
So that's exactly what he is looking for. Is somebody that watched him engage, liked what he had to say, took the time to show up to support him. Like that's.
But it funnels for him. That makes sense because he's a comic. For someone who has no intentions of being one, it's a little different, I think.
I know, but if you don't know what you want to do, how do you know that you don't have a future?
I know I don't want to be a comic.
I know, but how do you know you don't have a future in any sort of entertainment at all?
I could, but based on a maybe where I definitely don't think I'm leaning in that direction at all, that's not the right move. You got to have a little more foresight and be a little more careful, especially if you think you'll end up in business.
Fair enough. It's bullshit, but fair enough.
There's a viral video that came out about the Congress in Mexico presenting 2 different alien bodies during a hearing. And the video went viral. Everyone saw it. Everyone was like, how is this not a bigger deal? There's a secondary clip that also went viral of them doing like a CAT scan of the alien showing its bones and eggs inside the body. And there was one of them
that was a female that had eggs in the body.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
It's confirmed fake.
Oh, but even if it wasn't, it's dumb. The whole idea of aliens, when you watch any movie or anything, it's like they come out of nowhere. Oh my God, lightning beams. Death, despair. Those niggas were 3 feet tall. I'm supposed to be scared of somebody I could jam in a fucking locker? Beat the shit out of an alien. Who gives a fuck?
Bro, that's why their ships are so big and fancy. It's the same concept as a dude getting a big truck.
I know, but then you see like people in the Navy, you see their camera from flying the F-15 and then, oh my God, it's moving directions at G-forces that we can't even comprehend. The nigga gets out and he walks out and he's this tall? You're telling me you can't squash him like a buck? Who gives a shit what their fucking spaceships can
playing
do.
soccer with his body.
Exactly.
And honestly, I would put up. Who's that dude from Jackass? The
Wee Man.
I put up Wee Man against any of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly,
if you can pick him up and put him in a mailbox,
you know what I just realized?
what's there to fear?
You're kind of built like a tall Wee Man.
How about I come over there and I just actually put both of my feet in your mouth and I wear you like a sleeping bag?
My mustache itches.
If aliens are really 3 feet tall,
Yeah,
we need to get to other galaxies because I need to bully.
just pillage and fuck.
I need to travel to Gleep Glork Glock and just start beating. Listen, you don't get to decide.
You got to cut that.
You don't get to decide what happens.
Were you appealing to inner Chase right there? Because that was wild.
Hey, you shoot and you miss.
Make the noise again.
Gleep Glork Glock.
Sitting there.
That's fucking funny. I don't care. That is fucking funny.
Bro, I fell for it. I sent three of the videos to my dad, and I'm like, bro, it's confirmed. They've been here. But then, you use some fucking critical thinking. It looks like paper mache. They were CAT scanning it, and they just pick it up casually and fucking set it in the bin. It turned out to be a journalist in Mexico.
Yeah, and he's gotten hemmed up for other stuff. For other hoax stuff.
Yeah.
And then also I think the bodies were found in Peru, but then he has no way of explaining how they got to Mexico because it would have been illegal for him to take them. So, and then they didn't do any the carbon dating that they did on the bodies to say that they're from X time, whatever. And none of the materials within I read the article DNA? And I'm just fucking spitballing off of what I remember. None of it is contents that are not foreign to Earth. So
it was 30% are foreign, is what the article said.
Well, we're reading 2 different articles, and that's how you know it's fucking bullshit. The
and
system's
really
rigged. It's the far right trying to turn our kids fucking trans.
If they fucking really carbon dated it, it would come out to Joanne's. And I don't know if Mexico has a Joanne.
I saw a video where they cut the body open and it was cake. So it's a scam.
I wish it was real though.
Also happened this week, the MGM resorts got hacked.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear about this before?
I did.
So just a little rundown on what happened. So there's a hacker group called Scattered Spider. They also go under some other names that I don't remember.
Fucking sick.
They reported that they got into the system through a 10-minute customer service phone call. So that through that, they infiltrated the system. That's what they claim that has happened. But essentially what they've done is they have hacked into the MGM's database. They've stolen the data of people that stayed at the resort. This has happened previously in 2020, 10 million contact and visitors' information ended up on a dark web website for sale. Okay. So that happened previously. They got breached. This time it's way worse because now the hotel key cards got taken down. All the what's it called? Fucking why can't I think? The machines. You pull down the lever.
Slot machine?
Yep. You won money. Slot machines down. Why could I not think slot machine? You stumbled on claw machine last week, so fuck you. Claw machines are down all around town.
Have you got sleep lately?
Slot machines are down. The restaurants you can't check in.
Yeah.
Everything is fucked.
It's so scary.
So I watched a video from a dude that is in cybersecurity, kind of explaining what he thinks happened. And so what he said is essentially the hackers own everything now. If they've made their way into the mainframe and their systems, they've already, because it's so weak, they've installed multiple back doors. So even once this problem gets mitigated, they can re-enter the system, do this whole thing again. He thinks that the damage is between the public hit that they've taken as far as credibility, and then as far as hiring IT firms and consulting, forensic, all that stuff that would need to get things back to normal. He suspects between around $500 million in cost. They make
Oh my God.
they made on average before this happened like $30 million a day in revenue.
Holy
but
shit.
because of this happening, it's cut it in like half, and then it's going to take time to ramp back up again.
Jesus.
And then he thinks that they will have to nuke their entire system.
Start from scratch.
Yes, because
Holy
it's so
shit.
outdated and frail and there's going to be so many backdoors and ways that they can get back in that it's best for them just to start over, essentially.
Jesus Christ.
Also, none of these thoughts are my own. I watched a TikTok video to get the whole rundown on what this guy thinks. I don't even know who the guy is. It was one of those. It was one of those anonymous, deep voice fucking videos.
The audience knows you're not present. You don't think of shit, and you hate nature. Don't worry. This actually scares the fuck out of me.
Why does it scare you?
I don't know. I got pictures and stuff on my phone.
They're gonna hack your Hulu account and see that you're on episode 959 of One Piece. Shut the fuck up. You haven't posted an Instagram picture since 2014.
No.
Nobody cares about your information.
I'm not necessarily worried about my thing, but there's a software called Pegasus 2. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it essentially allows someone who can acquire the software to remotely access your phone without you knowing. They don't have to send you a link to open. They don't have to send anything. They can just access your device and go through anything they want without you even knowing. And that might not be too scary for like random people like us for now. But if, let's say you become a big comic and they access your phone, you have passwords in your notes tabs, you have other information, they can easily get all of it. And I think we've become super reliant on technology, computers, phones, all that shit. So the fact that scattered spiders, first of all, they're all queers.
Just wait. They're going to hack your microwave.
I'm kidding.
They're going to overcook all your top ramen, bitch.
Hunter, cause
your cup of noodles going to be burned to shit fucking with them. Keep it up. Keep it up.
Bro, so there's 8 people sitting in a basement.
You don't know how many it is.
Spiders.
Why do you assume that the hackers are sitting in a basement? Brother, they hacked the MGM and they also hacked Caesars. Caesars paid them a ransom. So they've paid millions of dollars to try and resolve the situation. So why do you think these niggas are sitting in a basement? They're probably sitting in penthouses doing whatever they want.
That's true.
Because they're good at
That's true.
Beep boop bop.
Dude, if I could hire them, I would. Plenty of people I would love to hack. I feel like it's one of the most valuable.
Name 3 people.
You.
Why?
I just want to see your nudes. I want to see your nudes. I want to see your silhouette.
You hack my phone, you're going to see before and after pictures of me being fat and skinny, but it's just going to be before photos. Okay. Get fucked, retard. What else? Do you have anything else to say?
No, I don't like that.
Yeah, we've been doing this for hours and hours. I'm done.
I need to go take a nap.
I'm done as well.
Do the
thing. Do the thing.
Hey, thank you for being such a loyal fan base. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Subscribe.
Feel free to dip into Cameron's past, pull up anything you can find that could be problematic. Thank you so much.
Also, tell us.
No, I'm cutting it right now.
No. Tell us what you think
3, 2, 1.
about our conversation regarding posts in your life on interaction comments. All right.
Bye.